everyone's trying to blunt the spread of the virus because we are at a breaking point.
The governor addressing our state today, making massive changes to New Mexico's public health order. We have team coverage on the changes you and your family need to know right now. Good afternoon, I'm Brittany Hope. This number is part of the story, 1,237 new COVID cases just today. That pushes the state's total to just over 62,000. Our state also lost 22 more people to the virus. Just under 1,200 New Mexicans have died from COVID. One phase we heard over and over again today from the governor, hitting reset. Now that means we will once again see nearly everything except essential businesses close for at least the next 2 weeks. For more on that, we go live to Action 7 News reporter Brandon Evans in Albuquerque. Brandon, this is a shelter-in-place order.
Brittany, easily the biggest shutdown order we've seen since March, and just like that one, we're going to see these non-essential businesses having to close their doors, at least for the next 2 weeks. We know the governor saying starting Monday through November 30th, non-essential businesses will shut down. Now, throughout this pandemic, we've seen the governor do these news conferences, and as the number of COVID cases and hospitalizations and deaths went up, well, her message got more urgent and the consequences more dire. But today we saw some emotion from her as well. In fact, she got choked up when I asked her about justifying shutting down everything in the state again when states all across the country are seeing a spike in COVID cases, including the ones that haven't had the same level of restrictions that we've had.
Everyone is doing something, and it is not a justification. If no one did anything, I would still have the courage to weigh in on saving lives. The country is in a national emergency, the likes of which we have never seen.
Now, that new shutdown is for the next 2 weeks, starting Monday after November 30th. She says they will reassess where these businesses are. They will go county by county and then determine which ones could potentially reopen. Now, the process is going to be very similar to what we saw with schools. Now, the ones that wanted to go from digital to in-person, well, they had this red, yellow, green chart. So we're going to see something very similar to that. Once again, not till after November 30th. We're going to go deeper into some of the businesses impacted and how they feel about it. But for now, live in Albuquerque, Brandon Evans, KOAT Action 7 News.
Some of those non-essential businesses that will close beginning Monday are those close contact businesses like barbershops, tattoo parlors, and hair and nail salons, plus gyms. And now we go live to Marissa Armas to explain the big changes for restaurants that do start on Monday. Marissa?
I'm here at Fantang in Nob Hill, where if you take a look back here, you can see a couple of people getting ready to do some of that outdoor dining. But starting Monday, that is no longer going to be possible, at least for 2 weeks. Now, per the governor's new public health order, this requires all restaurants to close indoor and outdoor dining, but they can still offer carryout and delivery. The governor said she didn't want to do this, but this is what needs to be done to save New Mexicans. Now again, this does include restaurants, breweries, wineries, distilleries, cafes, coffee shops, really any place that does serve food and drink. The owner here at Fantang tells me this is just another blow to small businesses, but he understands why the governor is making this move. He said they're just going to take it day by day. He also tells me that they're going to make adjustments, but he's urging the community to really step up and support these small local businesses because they're struggling. They have been struggling, but he says if we support one another, they're going to be able to make it through. Reporting live in Albuquerque, Marissa Armas, KOAT Action 7 News.
Marissa, thank you. And all indoor malls must now close as part of this new order. Our Kaylin Norwood is live at the Coronado Mall in Uptown Albuquerque. Kaylin, there's much more to this to explain.
Oh, Brittany, you're right about that. And let's start with indoor malls like the Coronado Mall. They will have to shut down. I mean, just think about the timing of all this, right? Thanksgiving just weeks away, Christmas around the corner. I want you to take a look at this parking lot. This parking lot is packed today. We have seen people flowing in and out of this shopping mall just over the past few minutes. I mean, people are trying to get ready for the holidays right now. Now, the only exception to this rule is if there is an essential business here and they have a separate outdoor entrance, then they will in fact be allowed to stay open according to the order. But that is not all that is going to be asked to shut down, not just malls, but you also have ski basins. They have to shut down too. That includes popular places like Ski Santa Fe. Now, also on this list, you have outdoor recreational facilities, golf courses, public swimming pools, and state parks. And state museums, well, you may remember they closed down and they will have to remain closed with this order. And as you can see, I mean, there are just a lot of people that are shopping here, but we're expecting that to change come Monday when this shutdown order does go into effect. Reporting live in Albuquerque, Kaylin Norwood, KOAT Action 7 News.
That is a packed parking lot. Kaylin, thank you. And new restrictions also apply to churches and houses of worship, too. The governor pleaded with parishioners to stay at home and watch services online. The new public health order does say houses of worship can have either 75 people or 25% of capacity, whichever is smaller. Already, the Archdiocese of Santa Fe stopped in-person mass until further notice. Now, it's not just non-essential businesses impacted. Even essential businesses will be forced to make adjustments. Action 7 News' Stella Sun is live with those changes. Stella.
That's right. Retail spaces considered essential businesses such as grocery stores, food banks, as well as for those big box chains, they must close by 10 p.m. and cannot open until 4 a.m. Now, these retail essential businesses, with the keyword being retail, may not exceed 25% occupancy or 75 customers in a business space at any given time, whichever is lesser. These essential businesses can limit the sale of medications, sanitary products, hygiene products to 3 items per person. We're live here in Albuquerque. Stella Sun, KOAT Action 7 News.
Again, these reduced hours and occupancy limits only impact essential retail spaces. It does not impact places like hospitals, childcare facilities, or infrastructure operations.